Why are the crypto millionaires going after XRP? What was the decision of the Ripple chief executive meeting with the Prime Minister? How Ripple IPO speculation is triggering whale activity on the chain? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comments section. Welcome back XRP Army. Let's grow the XRP Lab community by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel to stay updated at all times. During the last 2 weeks, there has been a steady increase in the amount of network activity using XRP. Large addresses that held between 1 million and 10 million XRP have dramatically grown their holdings in the last 11 days alone, according to data from CoinDance. These locations are currently responsible for 6.12% of the total supply when taken together. At this very moment, the cryptocurrency market is experiencing one of its most severe corrections in its entire lifetime. Because of this, the value of XRP, like that of other digital assets, has dropped significantly since the beginning of 2022. On the other hand, just as it was the case during prior market declines, whale activity remained unchanged throughout the major crypto networks. In point of fact, cryptocurrency billionaires have begun to amass XRP as well as other digital currencies. This could become problematic because then they will be able to influence the price XRP. What do you think? Also, the meeting was brought to the public attention through the official Twitter account of the Georgian Prime Minister. Irakli Garibashvili, the Prime Minister of Georgia, was quoted as saying that he had a fruitful conversation with Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, during which he conveyed Georgia's vision for the future of blockchain technology and legislation. According to the tweet, the nation has set its sights on being a center for technological advancement and new business practices by taking an entrepreneurial and creative approach. Additionally, the Prime Minister discussed with Garlinghouse Georgia's journey to becoming the first country to use blockchain technology for governmental purposes. According to the reports, Prime Minister Garibashvili requested that Garlinghouse build a corporate service center in the nation. He noted that Georgia has a good location and provides a favorable investment climate, thus he advised Garlinghouse to open a corporate service center in Georgia. The Prime Minister added, "It was noted that with young, experienced, and competitive human capital, Georgia is becoming a global and regional multifunctional hub for financial services and technical and innovative industries." The encounter between the two took place at the World Economic Forum conference in 2022, which is significant in and of itself. When asked to comment on his time spent at Davos, later in his interview with Maria Bartiromo of Fox Business, Garlinghouse stated that there has been a significant shift in people behaviors with regard to cryptocurrencies. He said this in response to the question of whether or not he had witnessed this shift. When he first arrived in Davos many years ago, the term crypto had a negative connotation. At this time, on the other hand, elected politicians are the ones who are talking about cryptocurrency in the most aggressive manner. He went on to say that it should come as no surprise that the crypto regulation is scrambling right now to locate a stable foundation, notably in the United States. He went on to say that although other G20 nations are working on constructing frameworks that assist entrepreneurs and investors in building the next generation of Facebook and Google, such efforts are light years ahead of those in China. Regulation of cryptocurrencies in the United States has been a challenge for some time now. As a result of the fact that various governmental agencies have radically opposing viewpoints towards cryptocurrency. Although the measure that was enacted a month ago is intended to make things better, since it requires various government entities to interact with one another in order to build a fair cryptographic framework, the bill was defeated. It is clear that investors would exit the United States and invest their money in other countries that have more favorable rules regarding cryptocurrencies if the United States is unable to solve the issue of improper regulation. And if you are following the channel, you will know that we shared news about a possible IPO, which was shared by Ripple Chief Executive Brad Garlinghouse. Well, there is more news about it. The ongoing dispute between the Security and Exchange Commission and Ripple has had an indirect or direct impact on XRP holders throughout the years, especially when the case was filed in December 2020. One of the main reasons why XRP barely has crossed the $1 mark. XRP is now trading below 40 cents after a 2.5% pullback. But it did not stop holders from showing up. While facing the American regulatory watchdogs, Ripple has been on a roll. Even XRP supporters have maintained an optimistic narrative in the hope of winning the struggle. This time is no exception. In a tweet on May 26, Santiment, an analytical company, highlighted the massive purchasing frenzy by major purchasers. XRP network whales with 1 million to 10 million XRP saw their holdings increase by 2.4% in only 11 days. In 2 months, these major purchasers have held the biggest share of the asset supply. Santiment wrote, XRP network whales holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP have collectively been accumulating, and now hold their highest percentage of the asset supply in 2 months. This is the most active tier of non-exchange holders, and currently holds 6.12% of all $XRP. Given the present exuberance, even the volume metric increased, as indicated in the graph below. This indicated that investors are beginning to trust in the token as the litigation progressed. Even though the measure was much below its EOS at the time, a huge increase is seen here. Ripple has also expanded in the international market to augment the volume rise. On-demand XRP liquidity for cross-border payments was at $8 billion in Q1 2022, which was 8 times more than the liquidity settlement for the same period last year. At the moment, the enthusiasm around Ripple and its native coin is building. Well, one of the reasons. Ripple chief executive Brad Garlinghouse told CNBC that after the case is resolved, the company would consider an IPO. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse spoke about their aspirations for a public listing. I think we want to get certainty and clarity in the United States with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. You know, I am hopeful that the Securities and Exchange Commission will not slow that process down any more than they already have. But you know, we certainly are at a point in the scale where that is a possibility. And we will look at that once we are past this lawsuit with the Securities and Exchange Commission. While most of us are staying confident with XRP, some are not. Who do you think they are? According to data from XRP Ledger Explorer XrpScan, Ripple co-founder Jed McCaleb has sold over $450 million XRP tokens this year and still has a balance of around 220 million tokens in his Taco Stand wallet. McCaleb is said to have begun working on Ripple in 2011 and was a member of the company founding team when it launched in 2013. While he left to work on Stellar in 2014, he was awarded XRP tokens for his role in developing and founding OpenCoin, which was later rebranded Ripple. The entrepreneur receives the funds on a set schedule and has stated on XRP Talk, a forum for XRP investors and supporters, that he intends to sell the funds he receives after donating a portion of them to charities such as Give Directly, Literacy Bridge, and others. He has been selling XRP on a regular basis since then. The cryptocurrency is presently selling below 40 cents, having lost about 60% of its value in the previous year as part of a larger cryptocurrency market sell-off. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that the prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.